we on? I think we're on. Hello, hello. That seems to be there. I think we can turn you up a little bit. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, okay. I should put something in that big screen. I should do a lot of things. I'm just gonna reply to this quick text and then I don't know. I'll do something. Today, empty lobby. We are going to be doing eye tracking. We can play with eye tracking and juggling, and then we're gonna do juggling or Python. I guess is the plan. Oh right, and I need to do the thing. This is the most important thing I've learned about Twitch. Is you need to put the webcam at the same place as chat, so that you can tell when I'm talking to you. Ba ba bum bum. Okay. I'm just responding to a text. I really shouldn't be doing this while I'm live, but nonetheless, here we are. Okay. Let's see. What am I gonna do? I guess I first need to I guess I should post this places. I don't know. I don't know, man. Who's posting? Right, because that hasn't actually gone through yet. I need to make a schedule. There's so many things I need to do. There's so many things I need to do. Forever and ever. No, it's okay. What am I doing here? I'm going to post this to the Knowledge Fellowship. I might also be streaming on YouTube right now. I actually don't know. I told it to. But I've never done that before. So, what do I know? Where are you at? Where are you at, the Knowledge Fellowship? Where's your Discord? There you are. Hello. And I think this would count as tech and math. I never know how to. Then I just go there. Get it. Okay. I'll give this a second for y'all to show up. Because it hasn't even made the auto post yet. Oh, I guess this hit Twitter. I'm still figuring this shit out. At this point, I've been doing this for a while. Like, you'd think I'd figure it out, but you'd be wrong. I guess that's not fair. I'm figuring some things out. But who knows what? Alright, what are we doing here? Let's get some. What do you say we fill in this awkward silence with some royalty-free, lo-fi, synthwave, space wave stuff. It's like, you know, the kind of thing that you can play without the man, like, I don't know, making your stream mute. I also, there's I learned about this concept recently. It's in art called the taste gap, where the problem where your taste develops faster than your aptitude. So when you're creating stuff, you kind of are always in this gap where you can tell what good is, and you can tell that what you're doing is not there. And I often feel that way about like a lot of the ways that I interact with my research, because it's like I kind of like there's like parts of me that kind of see where I want to be in terms of like the ethics of how I conduct myself in this space of being like a funded research professor, and I know that I'm not doing them, but that's like it's like life. Where is everybody? No, I'm kidding. I think if I recall correctly, oh, there it is. Look at that smarmy ass look on my face. Look at this look. Oh, you can't see it because I haven't shared it. I think in the interest of simplicity, I will. So the live stream ping just hit on the various places that hits, which will presumably bring some folks to the yard, as they say. Oh. Mm-hmm. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom. But yeah, so it's okay. I think it's important. The thing that I am proud of myself for doing WRT this stream is that I have at this point, I think I'm like 4, maybe 5 Fridays in a row that I've done this at this time. So like I'm making space for it in my schedule, which is chill. Because it's like, that's important. All right, let's see here. Let's get some. I thought I. Yeah, it's fine. Royalty free. Royalty free music for Twitch. Royalty free lo-fi. Let's do that. Royalty free chill hop. Let's go by the one with the most followers. Let's just live that life of, what's the word? Ad populum. Let's live that ad populum lifestyle, doing what it is we do, which is hope for the best. All right. And, oh, hello. How's it going, folks? I was in a different tab, so I actually didn't see chat. How long have y'all been there? It's weird that the chat doesn't tell me like timestamps. I feel like it should. Hi Zeka. Hi Trento. Welcome to the stream. Hi Lurker that I'm not going to name because I feel like that's rude. Bam bam. Someone on some forum somewhere said that it's rude to like meant to announce lurkers that haven't announced themselves in chat, and like I was like, that sounds right. Oh cool. Yeah, there's like a weird lag between like ooh, better TV Chrome plugin. Oh, I'll make a note. No, I won't. I'm not gonna make a note of that. I'll remember it. I'll try to remember it, but like I'm really tired. Like I'm just like exhausted today, so like I want to like keep like eyes on the prize here. Oh, hello, Hodus Damnus Nemnus. How are you? This one? This one? I'm trying to figure out. Let's see. Huh? Nope, that one. Huh? I tell ya. I'm trying to figure out how to fill in this big white space. I'm doing alright. I am exhausted. But that's normal. That's how we do. It's a Friday. Skid in. All right, I'm gonna, let's see. Display capture. Center monitor? I don't think it's gonna be center monitor. What the hell, man? Why? Oh, sorry. I am fiddling with Streamlabs because that's what I do. Well, I'm trying to do this in a way that will make the latter part of this, because I'm going to be doing eye tracking stuff. Window capture? No, display capture. Add source. Add a new source instead. No? Come on, man. What the hell? That's the wrong monitor, yo. Thank you, Streamlabs. You tried. I love blaming software for things that I did. Which public? What's public? Oh, no, it's not public. The repository is not yet public, but we'll get there. Oh, what the hell? Why can't... I'm trying to, like... I think... Alright. So, I was working... It was the kind of thing where, like, I was, Sorry, 1 second. I was like going into like I was like preparing to like I was like, oh, this thing is close, like we can almost share it, and then like what the hell? This is like really bothering me. Oh, is it? Ah. Ugh. This is a too many graphics cards problem. One moment, please. I have to go down. We back? How we doing? Oh, you can do it, computer box. Where you at? There you are. Hello. I think because I was trying to have a hard time getting my other monitor to display via Streamlabs, and I think it was the only one that it was happy to display was, and I have 2 graphics cards, and the monitors were split across them, which computers generally don't like. Hopefully. Come on. Ugh. I got 3, bruh. I suppose I shouldn't assume you're Branus, but I have this monitor where you're on, I have this monitor, which is the center one, and I have this monitor, which is the one in the bottom right. And I can't get the stinking one in the middle to show up. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this. Watch this. Ooh, now that's the main monitor. And then we'll figure it out. Alrighty. Hello. But yeah, no, so Zeka, I was close to getting... I actually wasn't close, but I was like working to get this repository like ready to go, like ready to post, and then I kind of realized that there was some like... There's some structural changes that I want to make before, because like I was trying to get it... what I wanted to do was write an IPython notebook that would sort of exemplify like the steps to the process, but then I realized that doing that, things kind of need to be compartmentalized in a way that's sort of amenable to that kind of thing, which it kind of is, but it's not really where I want it to be. So like if I were to make an IPython notebook for saying here's how to run this code, I would post that and then immediately change how the code works. So but what I have just described is exactly the reason why people like don't publish stuff, because you just sort of like, oh, it could be better. So I am committed to not doing that too horribly, but we'll see. I'm an imperfect human being, as are we all. Okay, let us do something fun-ish. Okay, what am I doing? So what I would like to do today is to record some eye tracking data of these very eyes as they do this very task. I almost just threw a juggling ball and a cup of coffee just now. I hope you appreciate that. This cup of coffee almost had this ball inside of it, but that didn't happen, so we're good. So because it's like a while ago I recorded some eye tracking data of myself juggling and it looked awesome. I was like, man, look at those crazy eye movements I'm making. And then like I can't find that data, like it's somewhere on my computer, but like I think I like never fully processed it. I think I just got it to the point where like I could view the data and I was like, wow, and then like I didn't actually, and then I just like closed MATLAB and like who knows where it is. Don't look at me like that, Trent. you know how much this hurts me. It's fine, actually. It's play data. I think it was actually. I think that was actually bleh. But I don't think it was fully processed. I think it was just like I had the trace and I had like the video playing and I was like, see, look, those are the same thing. But today, on this very day, let's do it right. This will also be a good opportunity to play with an eye tracker, because that's fun. Eye trackers are fun. And boo-da-boo. Yeah. So I don't know why I can't show this monitor. It would be life would be better if I could, but life is still fine. For me anyway. Not for everybody, but sorry. Alrighty. So if you are new to the stream, then you probably haven't seen this shocking piece of high technology, which is really very similar to just like 3 webcams that have been hacked apart. But this is an eye tracker. It tracks eyes. That's what it does. And it's one of the main tools that I use as part of my research on perceptual motor control. I've been focusing Diaz, like Gabe would be so excited to hear you say that. I'm actually gonna take a little screenshot of that. I'm gonna send that over to him because scientists live for that shit. Where you at, Gabe? I'm just gonna send him a sort of a vague message out of the blue because he does that to me all the time and I rarely know what he's talking about. But yeah, so since getting to Northeastern and especially on this stream, I've been mostly focusing. There's kind of 2 main tools that I use for my research: motion capture, of which this is a type of motion capture, and eye tracking, of which this is an eye tracker. And a lot of what I do is I record. I guess I can do that. No, I don't want to do that. I think that should be easy. I don't want to do that. I was gonna like throw up one of the laser skeleton videos, but I I don't want to do that, so I'm not going to. But basically the idea is that if you can record just, where a person's eyes are going, then you can know both the information that's available to them and also, more importantly, where they chose to sample, right? Where does your central nervous system point your eyes at every given moment? And if you know that, and you know the movements that happened afterwards, and you know something about the task, you can infer a lot of things about the inner workings of the nervous system. So that's why something like juggling or walking are good tasks to study, because you kind of know what the task is, right? So with juggling, there's this physics-based thing where you're trying to throw the ball and catch the ball. And so because you know what the person is trying to do, and you can infer a lot about... So if you know what the person is trying to do, let's say juggle, and you know what their body did, so you know the sort of physics of the situation, and you know what their eyes are doing, so you kind of know the information that's available, then that's a big part of the picture. Video games are another very good example of a very prescribed perceptual motor task, which is why somebody may wind up posting eye tracking videos of them playing video games like Hades. These are options. These are things that one might do if one felt so inclined. I literally don't know if I'm talking about myself or Trent, but ¿por qué no las dos? Okay. Let's get into this, because I don't think I want to actually do something. What I would love to do, let's set an intention. What I would love to do is to record some eye tracking data of myself. I'll do it as simple as I can. And then take the data, load it into, write some quick Python script to plot it. Just plot the gaze trace. I would super love to do that in conjunction with, you should do that next week. Or do whatever you want, follow your heart. I would love to have that plotted, the gaze trace plotted along with the videos of the eyes. That might not happen before 6, which is when I'm gonna sign off. Okay. So, eye tracker wires. I need to connect this thing. And I need it to be a long cable, or more specifically, an extensioned cable, so that I can stand up and juggle. Excuse me. I'm still here, friends. Don't worry. I'm just getting cables from over here. Okay. Here's one cable. Here's another cable. This is way too much cable. Look at this thing. This is a 10-meter long USB extension cable that's my favorite. This is my favorite. This is one of my favorite cables. I have two. Cause I love overkill. It's overkill's great. It's way better than underkill. Okay. So. Put that guy in. Oh. I'm gonna save this eye tracker. In the scheme of things, in sort of the research scheme of things, eye trackers are not, or this kind of eye tracker in particular is cheap. Bye, Trent. But in the human scale of things, they cost $2,000, which is... The nice thing about Pupil Labs is that it's an open source company, so the software is all open source. Oftentimes you wind up paying 5 figures for these things, and you still don't get access to the source code, because that's how we've chosen to organize our world. Alright. Alright. Oh my god. Okay, there was other cables wrapped up in there. What are you doing? Alright. Bing, better ding. Bing, better ding. Okay. So, let us go now, you and I, to a world of eye trackings. Let us go to a world of gaze lasers. That's actually the reason why my username is currently Professor Lasers, because it was a reference to like the lasers that shoot out of your eyes, which it's not a real thing, but often the way I represent this is in gaze laser format. I'm going to change that name eventually because it's confusing, I think, because people think I'm a laser researcher, which would be cool, but I'm not. Pupil capture. So I'll change it to something. Also, it has been pointed out to me several times that it is inconsistent. There we go. That's eye tracking. So I'll change it to like Professor Real Human or something equally pithy. Okay. Boop. That's my eyes. I hate that it's on this monitor. Why aren't you on the main monitor? Okay. So, looking pretty good. So let's do a couple of things. First, let's make this the full resolution. Here we go. You can see it's got a lot of distortion in it because it's a fisheye lens, which is a trade-off. So you got a wider field of view, so you can see more, but it's more distorted. What are you gonna do? So let's see, 1080. I don't know if you guys can really read these things so much. It's also not a huge ton of folks here, but that's fine. Okay. I should close down as many things as I can, because I'm about to ask my computer to do a lot of stuff. Can I close that? I want to close that. Okay. Okay, so when using an eye tracker, there's a couple important steps. First is just making sure that your settings are right, which these settings seems fine. Let's see, can I do this? No, it's fine. You have 3 cameras to worry about. You have the world camera, which is up here. So I do want to make sure that's pointed in the right direction. So that seems a little high. I'm going to point it down a little bit. Okay. And then you got to point the eye camera. So world camera I1, I2, or actually it's world camera I0, I1. And you can see them both here. And I still don't love this program, but it's fine. So that's my left eye. And I'm going to point that so that you get a nice clear image of the eye. There you go. And then this one is going to be I0. Okay. It is a challenge to get them kind of looking the same. And I'm also out of practice. Perhaps it does perform lab RIT, the very Diaz who was invoked in those earlier chats. It's fine. Right now I'm just kind of playing around. I just wanted to get some data. Why Why does this look so... First of all, why the fuck are you recording at 30 frames per second? Get out of here with that. Get out of here with that 30 frames per second nonsense. Okay. Those look fine. I have not even... I'm nowhere with it. But it would be a fairly trivial addition to what we're doing. All these person tracking things, they don't really care how many people are in the scene. That gets a little bit weird, particularly if they're close, because you get like, it like tries to connect like my hand to your arm kind of stuff if you have too many occlusions. But I am nowhere with multi-person. Exactly. I have tracked all the available humans in my apartment and came up with this many. But it should be pretty easily extensible to multi-person if you are into that. Why do you ask? You got big plans? Big multi-person plans? I don't catch your dark humor, but that's okay. I'm distracted. Yeah, I mean, should. For humans especially, there's, honestly sounds a little fashy to me, but, but you do you. I'm pretty anti-fashy, like fascist. Like, it's like, I don't know, like the whole like monitoring for distraction thing is a little. That's not what I'm gonna focus on. But you do whatever you want. This is gonna be an open source thing, so follow your heart. Ugh. Okay. I'm just generally just like, I don't know, education, man, classrooms, ugh. Increasingly against it. Okay. I should know the context, and you haven't shared it, so we can talk about that later. Okay, what am I gonna do? Okay, first of all, I'm going to turn down this rather boring music. This should be everything I need. So I need to... So these are now eye trackers. Yeah, well, you know, follow your heart. So I think what I'm going to do, first I'll move, so I'm going to record some eye tracking data of me juggling. So to do that, I need to calibrate, and I can either calibrate on the screen in like real time or whatever, like at runtime, or I can do what I prefer to do, which is to do like an offline kind of thing. But in the interest of time and the fact that I'm being observed, which automatically cuts all of my attention resources at least in half, means I'm going to do this to simple calibration. Let's just do that. Okay. Is that calibrated? Looks calibrated. Okay. All right. Don't like their visualization. So I don't like their visualization, but you can see now on that red dot corresponds to where my gaze is. That's what I'm looking at. Except for when I blink, when it freaks out. In a research setting, I wouldn't really love, this isn't the way I calibrate in a research setting. I think there's better ways to do it, but it does seem to do a pretty good job. I think I'm a little bit biased because that calibration method, when they first came out with the system, was really unreliable, but that was like 5 years ago at this point, so it seems to have gotten better. So I'm just gonna start recording, and then I'll put you back over here so that you can see me. Let's see. Let's see here. Okay. I'm just gonna juggle for a little bit. I don't need much. I'm gonna start recording. I'll do a simple VOR calibration on my hand with the green ball, and I'll just juggle. It'll be 30 seconds total, if even that. Okay. And push R for record. Is that all I'm doing? That's all I'm doing. Okay. We are recording. Kind of want to. You got to give it some seconds to kind of stabilize. Look at my room. It's kind of messy, but it's getting there. Okay. And then I look at the green ball, and I say, "I'm looking at you." This could be used to calibrate later, but right now we're going to just trust the calibration that exists. And now I juggle. 1, 2. Just juggling. Nope. That's probably fine. Let's do more. I want to do more. Okay. Let's do some one-handed juggling. Because it's probably more research tractable. All right. Pretty good. Okay. That was 1 full minute. Here we go. Okay. I could keep this on, but I don't want to. It gets really, it actually doesn't get uncomfortable. It's distracting, particularly the way that I had the eye tracker set up. Sort of directly in my field of view. Okay. Cool. So So, I have just done a recording. And now we need to find it. I actually am not 100% clear where it records things. Probably in documents. There you go. Okay, let's put you back over here. Oh, wait. Oh, no, it's over here. Trent, are you back yet? I don't think he is. I do not know where it saves files to. Users John Ma recording. There it is. So users John Ma recordings. Okay. So here we are in recordings, and this is the day. And we only did one recording, so it's just going to be 000. Yeah. I just did a little dummy recording, and it throws the path up when it's done. And here we are. These usually don't like to play. Oh, there we go. There's my weird eye. It's playing. It doesn't seem to know like how fast to play them, because it's recording at 120 frames per second. There's me calibrating. See if you can figure out when I start juggling. There it goes. Cool. Let's process this. So we use people. So People Labs is like split into a couple different programs. The main ones that I ever use are just People Capture, which does the recording, and then People Player, which does processing. So now that we have this recording here, and then in this folder you have I0, I1, and then timestamps for each camera, and then a bunch of other stuff, which I don't even know what it's doing these days. What are you doing? Ah, there we go. Good. They changed stuff. I asked them to add this line because I was having trouble syncing, and before I asked them to do it, they had the start time and stuff like that, but it was only listed down to the second, and I was like, hey. Also, it was related to boot time, which is related to how long it's been since your computer booted up, which is like an arbitrary time frame. So when I was trying to synchronize the eye tracking data with the motion capture data, I couldn't do it because it was like arbitrary time frame. So I was like, hey, could you guys first of all record your times in floating point so it can synchronize closer than the second, and then also could you record what your boot time actually is. So I don't actually know what these numbers mean because they changed the names, but they do have they're here in floating point, which means you can synchronize the timing down to sub-second level. I probably wouldn't trust it down to this many decimal places, but it's good to have. Okay. And I think let's do this just to give some space. Let's add another one of this. We're going to say window capture. We're going to say, God, I gotta be honest, I am not really, I'm getting increasingly dissatisfied with Streamlabs. But it's fine. I also haven't really done that much work to figure it out, but it's just behaving strangely. I don't really know what to do with it. So that's for later. We'll still work on this screen for now. Right, so now to process this, and this is going to be mostly to get the eye candy of the video, but it's useful, and we'll talk about it. Pupil Player. I have two versions. One is 2.6, one is 2.4. I don't know why I have two, but I'm pretty sure. Let's see. Yeah, I was recording using the 2.4 version of People Player, so that's what the version of People Capture. So despite the fact that I have both 2.6 and 2.4, I'm going to use 2.4, which is the older version because that's the one that matches the version of Capture that I used to record. So drop a recording directly into this window. Tip: you can drop a recording directly onto the app icon. To my knowledge, that remains untrue. They have been saying that for so many years, and to my knowledge, it was untrue for a long time. I haven't checked in a while, but it's fine. But I do kind of dig, I don't know. It's interesting because a lot of these kinds of systems save out a lot of stuff, and they save it into a folder. For something like Deep Lab Cut, which is the software I used for the juggling balls and the wobble board on this video, it's like a bunch of folders and subfolders. Pupil Labs just dumps everything into the main folder, which I kind of appreciate because it's a little more on the face. So they don't have that many files that they produce. Okay. Updating recording. This may take a while, they say, but not that long. Okay. Alrighty. So, if yeah, Trent, I was kind of planning to do that. So we just need to kind of start a code base, I think, for pupil processing stuff, because we're going to need it at some point, and we'll figure it out. Okay, I think what I can do too is I can move you over here, so that way I'm not like, I'll still put the chat on this window, and that way I'm still kind of looking here, because I think last time I was probably looking like back of my head, which is not really a great look. All right, so what we have here, so this is just loading in the world video. Yeah, I'll start like freshish. I mean, your code is very simple, but it does the job. Like you kind of did like the fact that you like already figured out how to load in the CSV. Like I could have figured that out easily, but you already did it, so I don't have to. Let's see here. So, because also just like we don't need this for what we're doing. Like we know how to do this better, and I don't need all this garbage here. Like what is like? It's just like pupil diameter. Like get out of here with your pupil diameter. Pupil data, pupil from recording. So you can do pupil from recording, or you can do post-hoc pupil detection. Normally I do like sort of post-hoc. They change the names of these things like just at random, and like it's confusing. So I would prefer to have like homebrewed stuff. Let's do pupil data from recording, which I guess is already there. So close gaze circle fill. All right, first of all, how do I remove this? Close. So we are going to make a. So right now this green line here is the gaze point, but I don't like the way that they show it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the same thing I do every time, which is make it red and make it opaque. And then I'm going to add a gaze cross. Outer length is all the way. Color is red. And polyline. Polyline's weird, but it's fine. I'm gonna take away the polyline. I don't want you here. Get out of here, polyline. And then I'm gonna add the most important part, which is the eye videos themselves. I never understood how, like, why so many well, I guess I do. So many eye trackers and eye tracking data, they just show this. Like, they don't show the best part, which is the weird videos of eyeballs. You gotta have them there, you know? I hate the way that they do this. I hate that they have, like, the interface of the thing is overlaid on the video, which is the thing that I'm playing with. And so if I want to like move this eye track, this eye video to the upper right corner, I have to close this, move it there, open this back up, like change the opacity, change the scale. That's probably fine. Don't do that. I don't think I want that. And then, so let's see. So that's my right eye. So it's on the right side of the screen. It's my left eye. It's on the left side of the screen. They're both doing fine. And there we go. Look at that. I actually wouldn't mind. Let's see here. Yeah, so it's a little offset, but it's not bad. Ugh. So see, that looks good. But why does it keep losing track? That's the thing, man. Gabe, if you're still here, like, you definitely, like, they could do better than this. Like, that's a perfect image of an eye. Like, why is it over here? And like, what is going on? Like, there's not enough feedback. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm looking forward to just, I like a lot of things that People Lab does, but I'm very looking forward to like never using their software, just like writing our own versions of this. We're probably a ways away from that, but I think so. This is a bright sun, so that's not great. Yeah, see, it keeps getting lost over here. I think it might be these reflections. Also, like, their system like doesn't account for the fact that there's these white dots here, so it always gets confused. I don't know. Oh, that didn't blink. There you go. What is this over here? Why are you over there? Yeah, it's looking pretty okay. See, that's probably not right. I mean, let's say, I don't think I looked over there. It's just stupid fucking thing. Like what is that? Like, what? I'm definitely not looking over here. So why is it catching there? I'm like, so they've added this like, I have. It's not like what is this? How are you losing this track here? Like what possible algorithm could you be using that can't track this pupil? Like, right? Like how? First of all, the confidence is like not a useful measurement because all it is it's just a ratio of the black pixels, like how many black pixels are subsumed by the circle versus how many are not. So like it's not a useful measurement from the start. And I have beef. So like, look at this. This is fucking garbage. Okay. We are not satisfied with this data. So we are going to do post-hoc pupil detection. But you can't pause. I also asked him to do that. So we're just gonna go. Man, what a pain. This needs to be. We need a better system than this. This is just this is not like they are not making accessible the things that they need to make accessible for this to be a viable research tool. Like this little histogram here is how it's doing the pupil detection. That's the basis of everything, is this little histogram, and I can't alter it because of the choices that they made. Because first of all, the entire eye is covered. Like this is the thing I need to be manipulating. Like this. Okay. We're gonna suck it up. I am gonna suck it up and use their garbage pupil detector, and we're going to use this dissatisfaction that I feel with this current system, and we're going to carry that into the rest of this stream. And look at this. And the framework that we start writing today may well become the framework that we use in the future to make this better, because like this could be done better. Like, you know, Moritz or, you know, Will Patera, whoever, the Pupil Labs people who I respect what they're doing so much, and I'm so happy that they exist, because this is the best eye tracker out there, but it's not what it needs to be. Like for this is not the tool that it needs to be for me to be able to use it as I want to use it. So, which is good, because it means that there's work to be done. Okay. Look at this. Ugh. I say. Like, tell me how. First of all, where the fuck you? Which one of these balls is active right now? Is it this one? No, it's this one. The one, not the one that's 0.85% alpha. It's the one that's 0.9% alpha. Like what? Like like people. Like, I'm sure you're very talented engineers, but for God's sake, like, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. How do you get this from this? Unbelievable. Unbelievable, I tell ya. Furious. I'm not really furious. See, because this is the problem. It's like, I don't know if I can trust this data. And I need to trust this data to be able to say what I think I'm saying, which is like, there seems to be this cool thing that happens where your eye is tracking the ball when it's in the periphery. Like, look, like watch when the green ball goes up. I make a boom, so there's a saccade to not directly at the ball, but also like the distances are a bit weird, so whatever. And then the ball goes up and I continue to track it. And then I make another saccade to, well, I guess I'm blinking now. I did, which the distance was actually, the only thing that matters for that is the distance. So the distance is not that far off. Maybe. The only thing that the calibration does is it learns the relationship between the cameras, like how to calibrate spatially between the cameras. So the fact that I'm calibrating on a screen versus like calibrating on a board or on a thing in my hand, like, doesn't really matter, unless they do something weird under the hood, which, yeah. Honestly, this is kind of what I've come to expect from these things. Like, it's weird how their software doesn't always get better. Like, it kind of waxes and wanes, and they make moves and make changes. Which card? Oh, like a little like printout of the bullseye. I actually don't. I don't like that at all. because they do an auto detecting thing, and it seems kind of worse to both worlds for me, because it's automatically. No, it's okay. We'll go over this. Yeah, it's. Okay. Well, we'll go through this. This is fine enough. Let's export. Video exporter, data exporter, go. But yeah, I mean, this is I've known this for a while, that like my next iteration of research using People Labs was not going to use their software, because I don't like their software, and like it's a preference thing that I don't like it, but like it's bad enough that I think it makes it hard to do the research that I want to do, because they don't. Also, I think I know more now, so I think I have the skills I need to like recreate this. In a more reliable way. Alrighty. I think I can close this. I mean, I did. So now we got exports. We got this world.mp4. And oh shoot. I made a mistake. Player. I accidentally closed the thing before it was done exporting the video. It exports the CSV data very quickly, but then again, in sort of like a failure of UI, it takes a long time to process the world camera, or the export the world, but it's like really not obvious that it's working on it, because the feedback that it gives you is like hidden under here. And like I get that it's hard to do this stuff. See, it's right here. Here's the progress. But like, I don't know, it's been so long. They've been working on this for so long, and they keep doing updates, but like they're working on so many things under the hood, which is good, but like their basic interface hasn't changed since 2014 or 15 when I first started using this stuff, and it's never been good. They keep adding things on top of it that don't improve like the usability, and it bums me out. Because again, Pupil Labs, like there's so many things I like about it, but like ultimately it's not really where I want it to be, and I'm not really their target audience, because like most, like, you know, it's fine. Actually, I don't even really know who their target audience is, but it ain't me, and I can tell it's not me because I'm dissatisfied. Okay, so now, there we go. Look at you. Oh, I know what I'll do. Okay. Let's see here. How are we going to do this? Yeah, I mean, apparently, I think they're doing pretty well. And like the scientific community just doesn't use this tool as much as they should, and the ones that do don't really, like, I don't know. We'll get there. Mostly, like, it's another one of these things, like, their software probably does everything that like we need it to do. It's just that it does it in a way that makes it really hard to like debug, and it makes it hard to like when things go wrong, it's hard to know why. And I think that if we just like basically recreated the wheel, that we could do what we need to do. Ba bam 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 bam. Okay, I think it's literally just the two of us here. Just like you and Stream Beats, which is fine. This may not be the crowd-pleasing content that brings the butts to the seats of me complaining about nuances of open source software, but that's okay. Okay. You know what? Let's just do this in Playground. Okay. Now I'm gonna move you back here. Hello. And then okay. And now one moment. Okay. Oh, perfect. Exactly as I wanted it. There we go. All right. So let's just see if we can get it. Oh man, I am tired. It's been a long week. So let's just see if we can plot those traces, and I'll just actually, nah, that's too much work. We'll do what we do. Okay, so let's just do this. So this is just a repository, it's just a code. It's like I have a folder I have called Playground, and it's the one that I do not really curate too hard. It's just like where I mess around with stuff, and I write code that is sloppy and is not like made for growth. It's just made for playing around. So there's that, and I will say pupil play and over time, like, yeah. Okay. So, and now let's take a page from the old Trento. Yoink. There we go. Thanks, Trent. Import missing with eye tracking data. Doo-doo-doo. 5 March 2021. No, that's actually I did that wrong. Ah! 5 March 2021. Yeah, I know, but I can do it. I can do what I need to do here. Doop doop doom doom doom. All right. It's probably gonna say so. I'm gonna say, nope, that's the wrong one. We're gonna do playground, and there we are. There. We'll say, what the hell is that? I don't think this is gonna work. Nope. No. VS Code, launch.json, settings.json. Conda ends playground. Okay. So then I do this. I do this. Do this. Seaborn. Okay, already in there. People play is there. And let's just let it run. See what happens. I told you it wasn't in there. Okay. So Seaborn is not in my current repository or current environment, so I will. And it wasn't adding through the terminal here, so I'm going to do it through Anaconda prompt over here. So I'm going to say conda activate playground. Hey, and then I say conda install Seaborn. And it seems to be working. What fun. Yes. Do it. So it's thinking about it. So while that's installing, you can't read the bottom right window. Oh, yeah, it's I guess we know how to do that now. We can. There we go. Probably still can't read it very much. That's okay. It was just the Anaconda navigator installing Seaborn, so that we can run your code with its pretty plots. Ah, I see. Shift F5 and run. Hey, we did it. Success, we did it. So it's going to try to read this, but it's not going to do it because it doesn't have the right one. So let's do this. So again, because we are being sloppy and lazy, we are not going to try to do our paths intelligently. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a magic trick, which is to hold shift, and over here on gaze positions, we're going to shift, right click, and then it will say copy as path. That's the magic trick. If you don't hold shift and you just right click it, it's not there. But if you hold shift and then click, copy as path shows up. And I'm going to go over here and I'm going to say, that's your path, friendo. And it's got all these stupid escape characters because I literally don't even know why. All right. Yeah, so you can do that. You can also just go through and replace them so there's backslashes and forward slashes, right? So these are backslashes, which are leaning back, which is what Windows likes to use. Unix uses forward slashes, which Linux and Mac are both Linux or Unix-based systems, so they both use forward slashes. The problem with a backslash is that a backslash is also called like the Unicode escape character, meaning the backslash means ignore the next character. So you can use it if you want to like type a string that sort of doesn't get, because you can do like if you do like an underscore, it thinks it needs to be subscript. So you can use the backslash, meaning ignore the next character. So if you have your path and it's full of a bunch of okay, we're gonna do a little bit. It's dumb. It's really dumb. And so you have to do double slash, meaning ignore the next character, which is an escape character. So the two get read as it's one, which is crazy. And you put this little letter in front, which does nothing other than to like trick the computer into ignoring the fact that this is in quotations, because it like starts with a letter, so it gets read as a regular string. It's called a string literal. It makes me crazy. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to actually, I said we're going to do this sloppy and dumb, and we are, and I promise we will, but also we're going to import path from path lib import path, and then we're going to define, rather than doing this nonsense, I'm going to say read the gaze data into a plot. So let's see, paths to, also, you know what we're going to do? We're going to do this fancy move. Dunk, 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 boom. Now we're in IPython. Gaze and pupil data. And we're going to say gaze data, gaze CSV path equals path. There you go. Actually, not even that. Copy as path. There we go. Still might not like that. So first of all, the little trick I just did where it's like hash %% makes cells in the same way that MATLAB uses %% to do a cell. But this is like VS Code is just like clever and it recognizes that. So now I can run this cell by cell instead of like all at once. So I'm going to run above. Wait. And that opens up this interactive window over here. And it just ran this cell. So it says go to 1, meaning it just ran the first cell, which was this 1, which is just all these import statements. And then I'm going to try to run this. It might not work. It doesn't like it. Yeah, so Unicode escape couldn't figure out what it wanted me to do. So I think if I do, does this work? It does. So now up here, this little like table looking thing shows the defined variables. And so because I put this little R in front of whatever. So you can just, now that I've wrapped it in this path thing, path lib kind of handles this for me. So instead of the path being a string that has to be formatted and have to like chop it up and whatnot, it's now being processed through path lib, and it recognizes it as a Windows path. I can also just recast it as a Unix path. It's great. So I'm going to copy that. Pop, 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 pop. And see, like it doesn't know, it doesn't know what to deal with this string because of the escape characters. Pupil. Okay, so now we got the paths. And now we're going to read the gaze. Okay, but that won't work because I have to remember how to use these things. So this is the nice thing over here. So you can see we're on 5, meaning it's ran 4 cells. In some cases, I reran this cell several times. So you can see up here, it says this is the first one I ran. So 1 was here. And this one I ran several times, often overwriting the last cell. So that's why you have, and then these are the paths that are these are the variables that are currently defined within this kernel, which the kernel is just like the instance of the Jupyter IPython thing that's running. It's somehow related to this. I don't really understand it. It's fine. So now I want to see if I can run this. I'm pretty sure that if I just run this cell, I don't think this is going to work. Oh, it did. Cool. Good job, pandas. The reason why I didn't think it was going to work is that this thing that I'm sending it is not actually a lot of programs want to read in the path as a string, and so because this is a pathlib object, some things don't like it. So if I say gaze CSV path and I do shift enter to run, it shows up as this window path. It doesn't show up as the string. But what I can do is I think I do like dot string. No. Oh, I think I cast it as a string, and then it just shows up as a string. You see it automatically doubles up those backslashes to keep it from breaking. Here's the thing that really drives me crazy about this is that this is just a choice that was made in the 80s or whatever, where Windows was we're going to use backslashes, and Apple was we're going to use forward slashes. But these days, you can, on a Windows machine, you can feed it forward slashes and it's fine. But but the opposite is not true. So you cannot use backslashes on a Unix machine because the backslash is the escape character. So we could just, I don't know if this is true, we could just universally decide to just only use forward slashes, but we don't. It's the same reason why you can't rename a file that's open in Windows. There's nothing wrong with it. They just decided in the 80s to not let you do that. This little guy up here. So this little thingo. So basically, I just closed that, and you see the little numbers went away because it has. When I close that, I kill the kernel. So when I make the hash %%, it becomes a cell. When I run the cell, it opens up this window and connects to the kernel and makes sort of an instance or whatever. I don't really know. And then I run this cell, and now there are variables defined in here. So if I click on this little table looking thing, it says shows variables active in this kernel, and here they are. Yeah, there we go. Then we got the gaze. It's a data frame. Good job. And then we're just going to do this. Actually, I can't remember. There we go. Gaze timestamp. So we're just gonna, there's so much stuff here that's relevant. So you got your gaze timestamp, that's the timestamp. The world index, which is the frame of the world camera that we're caring about, because you're gonna get, because the eye cameras operate at such a higher frame rate than the world camera. You get a bunch of data points per frame of the world camera, because in a perfect world, each eye camera is at 120 hertz. So that's in the world camera is at 30 hertz. So if everything was perfect, each eye camera gets 4 data points per frame of the world camera, which means that if you have two data points, 2 eye cameras, you get 8 data points. There's that. You get eight total data points per frame of the world camera. It varies because it does, because they don't, anyways. But then this, there's a lot of stuff that's going on here. For the simple things we need are just the timestamp. We're not worried about the confidence. Norm pos X, norm pos Y, which that's the position within. Put this up. Let's get a nice one. There you go. Norm pos X, norm pos Y. That's the X and Y position of the crosshairs in the scene. X is here, Y is there. Norm because it's normalized, meaning that like 0.63 means you're 63% of the way across the screen. If you wanted to get that in pixels, you have to multiply it by the resolution of the screen. Base data is, these are the timestamps in the, so 0 is the right eye, 1 is the left eye. So this frame of the world video is derived from the data that was recorded at these timestamps in the left and right eye. And then all this stuff over here, can I scroll over here? I don't know how to scroll over. Anyways, all this other stuff over here. Oh, there we go. This is all related to like the 3D recording, the 3D eye estimates. So we will get to those, but for now, for the simple case, you can kind of you can just focus on the 2D stuff. These 2D data is actually, I think, it's actually cast in 3D, so it's like they put a plane and you look at the intersection, but that's whatever. Okay. But I was mostly just looking for these names. I will steal your, let's see, so we called it gaze. Gaze is fine. I'm just going to use that just because it's norm pause. I also think that this I don't know, it's whatever. And timestamps equals gaze dot gaze. What do we call that? Gaze timestamp? Gaze dot gaze timestamp. How'd you like that? It liked it just fine. But I'm gonna cast that as a numpy array, np.nd array, because if I cast it as a numpy array, I can pretend this is MATLAB. Yeah, absolutely. I'm just gonna get this. I'm probably gonna be. I'll be done in the next 10 minutes, because I'm tired. Anyways, whatever. Let's see here. So. Bye, Trent. Thanks for sticking around. Let's see. I don't even know if I'm going to get this through. Let's see. X is going to be timestamps. Y is going to be norm pos x. And let's just see what that looks like. Oh, well, there you go. Looks like garbage. That's not bad. So I don't love this at all, but you can see something going on here. Okay, so let's say plot. Seaborn has nothing named plot. Let's not do Seaborn then. From matplotlib, apply plot as plot. So let's do Pult. Okay. Line plot. Line plot. Look at that. What do you mean? There we go. Look at that. Boy, can I zoom in on you? Zoom in. All right. This is what I said I was going to aim for, so I can't really complain. But you gotta admit I'm a little. I gotta learn how to plot stuff in Python better, because I don't know how to make this like zoomable. It doesn't help that this is Seaborn, which I don't know as well. I think if I do pult.plot and I just do this kind of MATLAB style, does that work? No. Oh. Okay, well, there you go. I still can't zoom in on it. Oh, there you go. Oh, come on. God damn it. Kind of makes you appreciate MATLAB. This is a problem because Matplotlib, when they plot stuff, they often won't redraw when you zoom in. So like you get this garbled mess, and then you zoom in on it, and it's just more garbled mess. And if you zoom in farther, you get more garbled mess, and this just is what you are. Like MATLAB is smart enough to like change the line thickness to be appropriate as you zoom in. And there's a way to do it in Python too, but okay, well, I don't even know if anyone's still sticking around, but if you are still here, then I appreciate you, and thanks for coming along on this little adventure, and have a great Friday, and I'll see you next week.